Hello students, welcome to science class. I hope you all are watching videos and completing your CWs. I am back with the last topic of the chapter 6, Physical and Chemical Changes, part 4. So our next topic is rusting of iron. Now first of all, what is rusting? What is the meaning of rusting? Rusting means brown deposit on the iron. Remember, rusting means brown deposit on the iron, that is rust. So coming back to the rusting is one change that affect iron particles and slowly destroys them. Iron is very widely used metal. It is used in making bridges, ships, cars, vehicle bodies and many more things. And on the other hand, the loss also very huge in iron articles due to rusting. So the process of rusting can be represented by the following equation. Iron, and formula of iron is Fe. Oxygen O2, formula of oxygen is O2, and water, formula of water is H2O. And the formula of rust means iron oxide, Fe2O3. So when iron comes with the contact of oxygen and water, oxygen present in air and water in the form of moisture present in atmosphere. When iron comes in a contact with oxygen and water, rust produce. It means iron oxide produce. So the formula of rusting is, the equation of rusting we can write iron Fe plus oxygen O2 from the air plus water H2O gives rust, iron oxide, Fe2O3. And here one more thing you have to remember. So for rusting, the presence of both oxygen and water, or you can say water vapor, is essential. Again, it is very important for rusting. The presence of both oxygen and water is essential. In fact, if we can say the content of moisture in air is very high sometimes, which means if it is more humid, rusting becomes faster. So rusting becomes faster in rainy season. Why? Because in rainy season, amount of moisture or humidity we can say more in atmosphere, and when this type of air, moisture mixed air or humidity mixed air, when comes in a contact with the iron, that process of rusting becomes faster. So in the content of moisture in air is high, which means if it is more humid, rusting becomes faster. So here also one more question arises. So how do we prevent rusting? So generally, to prevent rusting, we apply a coat of paint or grease on the iron articles. Why? Because it does not come with the contact with oxygen or air. So contact with oxygen or water, or sometimes both. One simple way is to apply a coat of paint or grease on iron articles. In fact, this coat should be applied regularly to prevent rusting. One more way is to deposit a layer of metal like chromium or zinc on iron articles. And as I told you, the one other way is to deposit a layer of a metal like chromium or zinc on iron, and this process of depositing a layer of zinc on iron is called a galvanization. So what is galvanization? The galvanization means depositing a layer of metal like chromium or zinc on iron. So this process is called galvanization, and you had seen the iron pipes also we use in our homes to carry water are galvanized to prevent rusting. So the process of depositing a layer of zinc on iron is called galvanizing. Okay, one more example I am giving you. You know that sheets are made up of iron only, and some parts of the sheets remain underwater and some parts of the sheep remain above water also. It means we can say that parts of the ship always contact with the sea water, always remain contact with the sea water. It means that water drops keep clinging to the ship's outer surface. And one more thing, water of the sea contains much amount of salt. It means it has many salts, and the salt water makes the process of rusting formation faster. So to prevent this much huge amount of loss, so ships suffer a lot of damage from rusting in spite we can say it being painted regularly. So that a fraction of sheets iron has to be replaced every year. So can you imagine the monetary loss of the world, because every year that parts of the ships has to be replaced too, because of this much big amount of loss. Now our next topic is crystallization. Crystallization means large crystals of pure substances can be formed from their solutions, and the process is called crystallization. See, in class 5 only you have learned that salt can be obtained by the evaporation of sea water. When because of that heat of the sun, water from the sea gets evaporated, and that salt remain there only. So we can say that salt can be obtained by the evaporation of sea water. But one more thing, the salt obtained in this manner is not pure, and its crystals are small. So sometimes the shape of the crystals cannot be seen clearly. So however, sometimes large crystals of pure substances can be formed from their solutions. So this process is called crystallization. Large crystals of pure substances can be formed from their solutions. The process is called crystallization. One activity I am telling you. Here we'll use dilute sulfuric acid. So take a cup full of water in a beaker and add a few drops of dilute sulfuric acid. Now heat the water. When it starts boiling, add copper sulfate powder slowly and stirring continuously. Continue adding copper sulfate powder till no more powder can be dissolved. It means you have to make saturated solution. After that, filter the solution and allow it to cool. Now do not disturb the solution when it is cooling. After some time, look at the solution. Can you see the crystals of copper sulfate? If still not, wait for some more time so you can see some crystals of copper sulfate. So this way you have learned about physical and chemical changes. Now try to identify the changes that you observed around you as physical and chemical changes. So here students, we end up to the lesson physical and chemical change. So let's summarize the lesson. What you have learned in this lesson. First, changes can be of two types, physical change and chemical change. A change in which a substance undergoes a change in its physical properties like shape, size, color and state is called a physical change. And in physical change, no new substance are formed. Now, chemical change. What is chemical change? It means definition of chemical change. A change in which one or more new substances are formed is called a chemical change. To prevent iron articles from rusting, one simple way is to apply coat of paint, grease, metals like chromium or zinc on iron. This process is depositing a layer of zinc on iron is called galvanization. Some substances can be obtained in pure state from their solution by crystallization. So you must remember changes are of two types, physical and chemical change. Physical changes are changes in the physical properties of substances. No new substances are formed in these changes. These changes may be reversible. You can reverse it. And chemical changes are irreversible. New substances are formed in this change. So what is the difference between physical change and chemical change? Physical change is reversible and chemical change is irreversible. In physical change, no new substances are formed, and in chemical change, new substances are formed. Some substances can be obtained in pure state from their solution by crystallization. So now you can classify the changes involved in your surrounding as a physical or chemical change. So here we end of this lesson. In next video I will explain you textual exercise, and before that I'll give you some notes. That notes you have to write in your CW. Exercise just I will explain in next video, and after that I will send you PDF. From this you can copy textual exercise in your CW. Till then, go through the video twice for better understanding. Still, if you have any doubt, any query, you can write in comment box. We'll meet you soon. Thank you.